Oh. 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 Sairam, everyone. I think Kalyani, why don't we just read the same slide from last week, and I think hopefully others join us.
The objective world, or Prakriti, consisting of billions and billions of varied things, forces, and events, is governed by the will of God. God is all-knowing, all-penetrating, all-pervading. He is activating Prakriti and acting through Prakriti all the time. Prakriti is ever in His care. His sovereignty is beginningless and endless. This is the doctrine of the dualists, the Dvaitins. This gives room for one question. When the world is ruled by God, how does He permit it to be so wicked and vile? The answer given is that God is not responsible for the grief and the pain. The sins we commit are the progenitors of the grief we suffer. Joy and sorrow are the consequences of the good and the evil that man perpetrates. God is the witness. He does not punish, nor does He cause grief. The jivi is beginningless. That is to say, he has no birth, but he involves himself in incessant activity, and so he has to go through the inevitable consequences of that activity. This is the experience of everyone, the characteristic of everyone's mind. This is the unbreakable law of the objective world, or Prakriti. Grief or joy is the image of the activity one engages in. It is the resound, the reflection, the reaction. The jivi can be the witness without concerning himself with the good and bad of the activity. When involvement happens, good will have to be experienced when good is done, and evil will have to be experienced when evil is done.
Thank you very much, Kalyan. So we all discussed this in great depth, I guess, last week. Is God doer or is the Jiva doer? And I think Swami has made. And Swami has in both places said God also acts through Prakriti in this world. That's the first paragraph. So the Jiva also performs actions. That's what Swami has said. He engages in activity. I guess taking the same spirit of the first sentence, the Jiva also acts through the instruments, Manas and the Karmendriyas or Jnanendriyas. So then Swami also says that it is the kartavya, the duty of the mind to experience and the body to experience what it has to. Experience is nothing but a reflection, resound, also Swami has said. But in the last sentence, I think in the Telugu, it is there. Swami says, Sambandhamu leka. Undu. That's the GV is actually it remains without any sambandha. The word sambandha is generally translated as relationship, but we can also say it's bandha. The bandha means actually there is some bondage. So actually GV, though he experiences it through the mind or these instruments experience it, he can remain unbound, without sambandhamu leka undavchu. So that's what Swami says. And that's what we discussed, and I think we said we will see, because Swami is going to continue to talk about this for the rest of the chapter, and I hope we get more clarity. I think that's where we left last week. So I'll stop here. If anyone would like to say anything, if you had mulled over any of the things which we discussed and you would like to share, please do so. If not, we will continue with the next slide. Okay, Kalyani, I think you can go ahead.
The Vedanta asserts that the jivi is, by its very nature, pure and unblemished. This is the accepted doctrine according to Bharatiya thought. But this truth has been befogged by ignorance and neglect. So, Maya pollutes the experience, and the shade of ignorance breeds evil. But when Sat Karma, or beneficial activity, is engaged in, the clouds of Maya are scattered, and the reality of the self is realized. All beings, all jivis are, by their very nature, pure. Good acts can remove the taints of evil deeds and preserve its essential purity. Then the jivi is led into the Godward path, the Devayana. The Godward urge will transform the words, the thoughts, and the deeds of the individual.
Thank you very much, Kalyani. Auntie, we will read Telugu.
కరెక్ట్. జీవుడు స్వతసిద్ధముగా పరిశుద్ధమని వేదాంత తత్వము.
The jiva is by his very nature is pure, is the Vedantic principle.
భారతీయ పరమార్థము అంగీకరించింది.
This is what has been recognized, accepted by the supreme goal of the Bharatiya, supreme principle of the Bharatiyas.
అయితే దాని యథార్థ తత్వము అవిద్యచే కప్పబడి ఉండి అందున
But the real principle is covered due to avidya or ignorance.
అనగా మాయ ఆవరించి ఉండినందున దుష్కర్మ ఫలముగా దానికి అవిద్య ఛాయ ఎట్లు లభించును. It's a long sentence.
So which means through Maya it's covered, and due to that evil deeds and their fruits which come about due to ignorance, however it is obtained.
అవిద్యా ఛాయ ఎట్లు లభించును అటులనే సత్కర్మ ఫలముగా స్వతత్వ జ్ఞానము మరల లభించును.
So just the way the avidya chaya means I think the shade of or
you can say it is
ignorance. Is auntie?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Avidya chaya, ignorance. How it is received or obtained in the same way as good fruits are obtained by the knowledge of oneself. Again, it comes. Marala means auntie. What can I say?
Again, it will get back.
It will get back. It's re-obtained, I would say.
Obtained. Actually, what Swami here means is dushkarma palamuga, because of the evil deeds, Maya will cover the reality, and how it covers the whole thing with avidya. But by doing good karma, satkarma palamuga, you can get it back. That's tattva gnana can be obtained back. Regained by doing good deeds. అది నిత్యమైనట్లే నైసర్గికముగా పరిశుద్ధము కూడా.
That is permanent, and naisargya means
here he means yathartha tattvam. That's the reality is eternal,
pure purity,
and pure, naturally pure.
Sarva
pranulu, sarva jivulu parishuddhamule.
All the beings and all living beings are pure.
సత్కర్మ వలన దాని ఫలము వలన జీవాత్మ యొక్క సమస్త పాపములను దుష్కర్మలను కడిగివేయును.
Through good deeds and due to the fruits they are from, all the sins of the jivatma
can be kadigiveenu. It can wash up.
It can be washed away.
No, it can be washed away.
All the bad deeds and all the sins can be washed away through good deeds.
Pidapa అది మరల పరిశుద్ధమగును.
Again, it becomes pure.
అట్లయిన పిదప దేవయానము చోటికి పోవును.
Then it travels, takes the path of the Deva, and it reaches that location.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, one more sentence is there.
One more.
దాని వాగింద్రియము మనస్సులో ప్రవేశించును.
It's word and the Vagindriya means speech.
Vagindriya only speech. The sense of the organ, that organ of speech.
It will enter the mind.
Enter the mind. Yeah. And మాటలు then the other
then one. I think the next paragraph. So Swami is, I think Swami has already said we experience certain fruits in the previous. It's the mind and it's a kartavya. I think Swami here says,
yeah,
if there are bad deeds and so on, how is giving us the solution for avoiding such experiences through Satkarma. So I will stop here. If anyone would like to share any thoughts, please go ahead. Yes, Sairam, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother. I always think whatever the action that you have done, you have to face the consequences, right? But here, Swami says little different. I want to understand clearly, because he says that anything that you do, anything bad, will the taints of evil will be like preserved. It's essential by doing good things, it will be get erased, kind of. Is that is right way of looking at it?
I think purity is obtained again, Swami says, but it's doable. So the thing is, I think you are asking two questions, sister. One, you're asking, so can we avoid the bad experience is one question.
Yes.
Swami is not worried about it. He is only
No,
worried
that,
about the
yes.
purity of the individual. So he's saying the purity of a jiva can be gained back by doing good actions. That's my understanding, but I will open it up for others to comment. Sister, maybe you pose the question.
The good act is action only Swami is talking about, right? Good action can remove the taints of evil deeds, mean that whatever you have done in past or whatever you did the bad thing can be removed with the while when you do good things. Is that the way people will do bad thing and then good thing to take it out? No, that's something
Sister
I
is
want to
asking.
understand. Thank you, Saira.
I think the question she's asking is, can we avoid the fruits of bad actions by doing good deeds? That's a question. I will open
Yes.
it to everyone. Anyone can share their views on this, please.
Sairam, I think, in my opinion, I think the good actions balances out the evil. I don't think it removes the bad actions. What it does is it balances it out. Like we have this life is based on merits and demerits. So when we talk about karma, we have good deeds and bad deeds. So bad deeds are, in my opinion, far as I have read, I don't think bad deeds can be removed, but with the good deeds, it balances it out. So I don't know if I'm right. This is my opinion, the readings I have done. Yeah.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Anyone else would like to comment also? Yes, Brother Sivadas, please go ahead.
Yeah, so in the following passages, I understood good action in the sense, if we do the good action selflessly, without expecting any fruit thereof, that will definitely make us pure. That means, in other words, bad deeds are removed. But if you do good acts with the intention of something, then we had to go to the Chandraloka and experience the good we did here for some time there as Deva, then we have to come back to suffer the bad. That's in the following passages says that. So this is what I would like to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ramana, I was just going to Sanchita, Agami, and Prarabdha Karma. So when we are looking at the
I think
good
Sai
action.
Satish just explain the terms also a little bit. Please go.
Yes, Anna. So Sanchita Karma is what we have accumulated over lifetime, which can be compared to the arrows that are in the quiver that a person is carrying. Let us say an archer is carrying. Those are the arrows that are there in the quiver. There is one arrow on the bow, that is Agami, and there is one arrow that has been released, and that is Prarabdha. So while our good actions can take care of the arrows that are in the quiver and the arrow in the bow, that is, the good actions can negate the bad actions being arrows in the quiver and the arrow which is on the bow. The arrow that has been released, now it is already on its way to the target. That is the prarabdha which you have to get it. That only God's grace can mitigate. So other actions, the good actions and things of that nature can erase possibly the arrows that are still in the quiver or on the bow about to come. But the one that is released, that is purely God's grace. So these actions, it's from what Bhagawan is telling, it is like, I think, yeah, if you have whatever, if you take a mirror or whatever thing, and there is more like good actions are like the soap removing off all of the bad actions and cleaning up and showing the pristine nature of the Atman. But essentially, I think for that, for the arrow that is released, that one only Swami can take care of. Yeah, but I'll stop here, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Brother Dasan.
Yes, I am, brother. So according to this paragraph, that Maya is the one blocking us to walk on the God's path. Normally the ego, karma, Maya. So when we do the good deeds, then we are slowly move out from the Maya. Then our Jivatma will and we can walk on the path of the gods. This is my understanding.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, Mani Auntie.
Sairam, in the previous paragraph, Swami clearly says, whatever good is done, the fruits of good action, you will enjoy. Whatever bad action is done, that the fruit of that bad action, we have to go through mano indriyamulu kartavyamu. The mind goes through the whole effect of, just like what Sai Satish said, the prarabdha karma which is already released, that prarabdha karma's effects have to be, we have to go through the reactions. I feel this is the way how you can understand. But by doing good karma, maybe the satkarmas will wash off all the bad actions which are already in the quiver. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Sister Maha.
Sairam, brother. After Mani and the talk, I have same question. I don't know where I heard this one. One point Swami said, a tablet, it has an expiry date, so it lose after certain months or years. So that is the way your bad karma also will lose, and you will get, the good karma, whatever good karma you did, and you will enjoy that one. But my question is, this one is the value of the tablet, is losing something like that. Our bad karma also losing because of the good karma, or this one is, like if you did 100 bad karma, so every birth we are going to finish 50-50, something like that. That is a way is going to lose or is going to balance because of the good karma. I don't know. I asked the,
Yeah, good question, sis. I think you're again asking the same question.
yeah.
So is there a shortcut for us to overcome the bad acts, the fruits? I think that's the question.
Yeah, like
Maybe to
why this is, how come this, Swami saying that the tablet losing the value and that it's not going to be strong like before. Is it the same way how the bad karma we are going to lose it? How this one is going to balance?
Okay, thank you, sister. I think sister's question is, there's a discourse in which Swami has said the bad karmas also will have an expiry date. After that, they will not have effect. So sister Ma's question is, where can we find the expiry date? And can we accelerate the expiry date through some good actions so that they become effect, they don't lose their effect? I think that's the question. Did I say it right, sister?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. So anyone who, I know everyone says we have to experience the good and bad, and I think Sai Sati said Sanchita karma, maybe we can, but Prarabdha we cannot avoid. I think that's what Sai Satish and Mani Aunty have said. Anyone else would like? Yes, Sai Ram, Sai Satish.
Expiry date is when I lose the eye. When the person who has to claim that action is not there, then even if the reaction, resound, and reflection happens, then the person is unaffected because there is no small I to receive. The small I is established in the capital I. So the reaction, reflection, resound, everything will happen, but just that the small I is no longer carrying the burden of it. It is Krishna who is lifting the Govardhana hill and not the cowherds who are putting the stick there, thinking that they are lifting the Govardhana hill. So if you are established and Krishna is lifting that Govardhana hill, then yes, the cowherds will be there. They will face all of it, but they know clearly Krishna is the one who is lifting the Govardhana hill, and it's not my stick which is holding this. So it will just come to that.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Mani Aunty.
The intensity of that karma, bad karma, may be a little reduced by the grace of God, but whatever it is, bad karma will have to go through the bad reactions. Only by God's grace, it cannot be totally removed, but the intensity can be little reduced. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Aunty, Sai Ram. Thank you.
Sai Ram, brother, I didn't understand the last sentence of Mani Aunty.
So Mani Aunty said, you can't completely avoid the problem, but you can reduce the intensity and how you feel it. So this is like, taking a Tylenol when you have a headache. The problem of the headache has not gone, but it may be bearable. It may be made bearable by good actors. Sariyana Aunty?
Correct. Neenga solradhu correct.
Saira. But Baba says somehow or other there is a way out for us. That is only undertaking good activity, but selflessly. Definitely, it is not here, I think, but only through selfless action we can become pure. That means, okay, already bad karma done. Maybe we are undergoing the effect of the bad karma. But there's a way out. That's what Bhagawan is saying. And Sister Aruna's question is that, I think, way out or not? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, brother. Yes, she's also waiting with a lot of hope.
Yes, yes, brother, you are right. Because it's a good karma will, but now I'm thinking when we are doing bad karma, when we started to do good karma, I am thinking now, even the bad karma effects comes, we won't feel it or something like that. I don't know. Because our state of mind has been changed from bad to the good side of it. Now, after all this discussion, I'm thinking like that too. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, Sister Sairam. Yes, Sister Shilpa.
Sairam, Sister Aruna's question answer is in one of the books Swami has written that when you come to Swami's fold, once you have his darshan, that his face, the love, the radiance, the effulgence is your heart is filled so much from it that you will not feel the effect of the bad karma like pain. You go through pain, but you won't feel that much pain because your focus will be at Swami. And the other question is how Ratnakar became Valmiki through Namsmaranam and writing Ramayana, doing Seva. So with Namsmaranam and with Seva, yes, you can get rid of your bad karma. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sister Sairam. Sister Shilpa has given an example which Swami again and again repeats. Valmiki, who was a highway robber who had committed lots of murders, robberies, he became a saint just by taking to a sadhana path. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sister. Yes, Brother Dasan.
So, Sairam, brother, we are taking so many births because of our karma. So assume that you have a 50 feet of mala. The Lord will send you down instead of 50 feet because you cannot bear it. The God will send you with 5 feet or 10 feet. So another 4 more birth is there. So between that one, when you do, and that is your sadhana, whether to increase the length of the mala or reduce the mala. So when you do the good karma, at least you can face all the 10 feet, whatever you came with that, and God will give when you do the good karma, good sadhana, He will give the strength to go through that pain. What? When you do the good karma, then eventually you are not going to do the bad and increase the length of the mala. Then you have to come back again, prata karma. You have to continue with the other length. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. So I am reminded of another same analogy Swami has given, brother. Swami says if you have a sack full of 1 rupee coins, it's very heavy, but you take it to the bank and you give it and they will give you one note, $100 bill, 100 rupee bill. That is easy to carry, not very difficult to carry. So I'm reminded.
Good example, brother. Thank you.
So he says, come to me with your sackloads of karma and papa, and I will give you something simple to carry in your pocket. And I think that's what you said. So it will reduce the burden and the impact of that burden. Thank you very much, brother. Anyone else? So I think the whole idea is, as Brother Sivada said, we should not think, okay, I'm going to do some good so that I can negate the bad. That means it's not going to work. Okay, which is what Brother Sivada said, which Swami is talking about. So I think there is a way out, and I think we will find out as we read on.
Yeah.
What is the way out, and Swami will show us the way. Thank you. If there's none else, we can move on and read.
Sairam, uncle, can I just clarify a few sentences in the Telugu?
Yes.
I think it was the second sentence that we read. I just want to know if I understood it correctly. The real principle is covered by avidya.
Yeah, so yathartha tattvamu. Yathartha means that's real.
Really.
In reality, whatever it is, and tattvam, the principle. Avidya che, by avidya, kappa badi, that means it's covered.
Okay.
Yundu nanduna, because it remains covered by avidya.
Are we talking about the jiva here?
Pardon?
Because the jiva is covered by avidya?
You can say so, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Jiva's ability to see is covered. He's unable to see the reality.
His real self.
The reality is covered. Okay,
Okay,
so
the real
within
principle.
Jiva, which Swami says is one's own nature, the real tattva, real principle.
Okay. Because Dani means its own, right? Like that, it's, or what is that?
It's Aite Dani Yatartham. That it's Yatartham.
It's real principle. Okay.
Okay.
And then the next part of that?
Then Swami is again rephrasing it, same thing. Anaga Maya Avaranji Yundu Nanduna. That means Maya is the one which is covering. Avidya and Maya, Swami is sort of equating here.
Okay.
Sairam,
Yes, Auntie.
avidya is when it is associated with the individual jiva, it's called avidya. When it is associated with the
Divine.
Ishvara, that's called Maya. Same at the cosmic level and at the individual level.
Was it saying it's covered by Maya because of the fruits of evil deeds?
Yundu Nanduna, when it is so, when it is covered by Maya, then Dushkarma Palamuga, then as fruits of its bad actions, Taniki Avidya Chaya, so the shadow of Avidya, yet to Labinchuno, however we obtained, Atulana in the same way, Satkarma Palamuga, so whenever we do Dushkarma, Avidya will become the shadow which will cover us. In the
Okay.
same way, when we do good action, Satkarma Palamuga, when we do good actions and their fruits, through that, Swa Tattva Jnanamu, that means your own principles, knowledge of your own principle will marala labinchunu. That means it will be obtained again.
Okay.
Okay, I hope that's Auntie
Yes.
said, Auntie.
You will regain your real nature.
Your
Real nature. Swatattva gnanamu. You will come to know about your own self, real self.
So is it saying like the jiva, when it is covered by Maya, it does these evil deeds, and because of the evil deeds, the fruit of that, it acquires the shadow of ignorance?
See, only through Dushkarma Dushkarma you do through Avidya, but that also results further Avidya Chaya. You will be caught in the shadow of Avidya. So you can ask, are you asking, is it Avidya which is causing Dushkarma or Dushkarma calling Avidya? It is a vicious cycle, is my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dushkarma gives Avidya, if Avidya gives Dushkarma, it's a vicious cycle. To get free from that, you have to do Satkarma Phala. And through that, you can free yourself from that. That's what I understand.
Because if it's that we are caught in avidya only because of the fruits of our bad actions, then I guess like my question is, then what was that original sin? Because if we are pure to start with, then we wouldn't have, why would we have done dushkarma and get caught in it?
Good question. I think you're asking again this perennial question. When did we do the bad act? I think that's the question. So my Auntie has a hand up. Auntie, please go ahead.
When the jiva identifies itself with the body, mind, and intellect, it starts doing bad karmas. Jiva as it is very pure, but it is the identification which is the cause for all our bad actions. If that same jiva, if it is Godward, if it is towards leaning towards God, then it won't have it will not have any opportunity to do all these bad karmas. So the main cause for us to do dushkarma is only we are outwardly connected with the worldly activities, and the whole jiva is identifying with the body mind. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Anyone else would like to?
Sairam, my understanding is the jiva is the one, it is pure by itself.
Yeah.
It is saving the karma. But the jiva is surrounded by the sheets of avidya. It does not have the knowledge that he is divine.
Yeah.
He has deviated its path towards materialism. So what the jiva is doing, he thinks that this body is his reality. So when the jiva has the knowledge of itself being the real self, then the jiva becomes purified. It is already purified, but it is just deviated. So the knowledge in a way is hidden from the jiva, and that is why the jiva right now, the jiva in this impure form is looking on the outside. When the jiva looks on the inside towards itself, then it becomes realized that then he realizes that he is the self, no, not the body. Like Baba has said, at the end of this journey, you will realize that you have only traveled from yourself to yourself. That is the jiva. At the end, the jiva will realize that it has traveled from itself to himself.
Thank you very much, brother. Yes, brother Thasan.
Yes, Saram, brother. Add to the auntie's point, yeah, the body concern is very important. At the same time, when we are doing any action, words, thoughts, deeds are aligned. And if you are not expecting any fruit of the action, then it's going to become pure. Thank you, brother Sairam.
Sairam, brother Thasan. Anyone else? So, Kalyani, I will just to complement whatever has already been stated. I think the perennial question is, when did we sin? You know, this is the eternal question. In the Sanatana Dharma philosophy, when an individual, a jiva, comes out, okay, from the Paramatman, you know, Ekoham Bahushyam, as part of creation, when it comes out, actually it is covered only with avidya. So generally it is believed that you were born as a one-cell organism, two-cell organism, multiple-cell organism. That is a path of growth. And when, so you are traveling through many lifetimes only with avidya. Then at some point the maturity happens and one is born as a human being. When you are born as a human being, the past lifetimes have imbued us with avidya. But the thing is, when one is born as human being, one is also exposed to vidya. So when you are exposed to vidya, that's a time of refinement for a human being. But what happens is, due to habit from previous lifetimes, we tend to remain with avidya. So it is a natural phenomenon. But the thing is, that is only because of the shadow of ignorance. But as a human being, you are open to the ability to grasp that which is divine. Okay, so but what happens to human beings is, because we have come from wherever we have come from, we again and again do the same things out of habit. But the thing is, we have an opportunity to change the matter, because if we continue with the avidya with which we have come into the human incarnation, we will continue to be revolving in this bondage. But now, you know, Vidya, I think Swami has covered in Maya itself. Swami has differentiated as Avidya Maya and Vidya Maya. Vidya Maya is within the Maya. You know, you can have some knowledge of divinity and you can try to evolve into that category. Okay, so that's the way. So I think that's why in the Vedanta philosophy system, they will say, don't find out when you made the mistake. Because as you're created in Maya. Creation itself is Maya. So the thing is, evolution is happening. And as human beings, now you're exposed to Vidya. And if a human being learns that and picks that up, and benefits, then they are able to evolve into the real human being and cultivate some divine qualities. And that's my understanding. I hope that hopefully complements whatever others have said.
Yes, during this human birth only we can be able to find out our own self. Because the avidya with which we are born, it's not one birth or two births. It's over so many past hundreds and hundreds of births we have gone through, and that avidya has become a natural this thing attribute of us. So to avoid this, Bhagavan has given this human birth. This human birth we can realize we have got both Vidya Maya and Avidya Maya. With Vidya Maya, we can do good actions, and then we can rediscover our own self. Saira.
Thank you very much.
And so when Swami is saying the knowledge of oneself is re-attained, so
yeah, because originally we were same, not in this lifetime. Originally, I think Kalyani's question is: did we lose it as a human being? No, we lost it when we left, when we separated ourselves from the Brahman.
Sairam, brother, yeah, okay. Now there's a contradiction because already we have seen that Baba says, the jiva is pure itself by its nature. It's same as Parameswara, Ishvara.
Yes.
So now if we attribute avidya, so it's a contradiction. That's what I think the Kalyan's question, because we have seen already jiva is pure, eternally pure. Then how can we attribute avidya to it?
Okay, good question. Brother is asking.
So brother, I said, no, you mentioned it because Maya aspect. Okay. So when we go to the end of the 9th chapter, we will see that these philosophy is outdated. Now, actually, we will see one day that we are just dreaming this one, and we have to wake up from this dreaming. No?
So brother, we'll stop here. Why are you dreaming if you are pure?
That's the thing. That is, as you said, is a perennial question because nobody can answer this one. Why this birth? Why this dreaming? Why this sleeping? Baba says in one discourse, we are sleeping now. Waking stages, we are sleeping because in the sleep we get the dream. And as Brother Sadish the other day said, Brother Sai Sadish said that in the dream, a lion and an elephant is dreaming, and the lion is coming in the dream and jumping at it, and the elephant wake up. So avatars comes here in the Maya field and wakes up. Then we realize, oh, we were dreaming. That's what we can know, but we don't know actually why we are dreaming, why we are sleeping, what happened, and nobody. That's a perennial question. Nobody can answer, I think.
Okay, brother. Okay, but so brother is raised this contradiction. If the jiva is pure, how can avidya afflict the pure jiva? I think that's the question.
Sairam.
Yes, Auntie.
It's only the play of Maya. Swami himself says, because we are covered by Maya, we are having this even waking state as a dream, as a sleeping state. We have not yet got up from our waking state, actually. I think it's because of the play of Maya. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Anyone else would like to share?
It is we have to look at this life of Jeev as it is controlled by the mind. This Maya, this everything that we see in the screen of Brahman is created by the mind. By the mind. The mind is the main culprit in this, that is creating all this illusion for us. So the main thing is that is like all is divine. We are separating ourselves from ourselves. So that is why we have to look inside. We have to look inside to our real self to realize that who we are. Otherwise, the mind will always be creating all these pictures, all this negativity or positivity, everything. The dreams that we talk about is all created by the mind. The jiva is the only witness. If you look at the waking state, and you look at the dream state, and then you look at the deep sleep state. So when you're in the deep sleep state, the mind does not exist, the body does not exist, our relations don't exist, none of these creations exist. But we have a deep sleep, everything is so quiet. So when we wake up, what do we say? We say we had a sound sleep, I slept like a baby. So somebody was there. Somebody was there who was witnessing all this beauty. And when you wake up, you are that somebody, you were that witness who actually enjoyed it. So the reality in all this is the jiva has to realize that there's only one, there's not two. There is no jiv and atma, there is only atma. So our only existence is atma. So that is the knowledge that the jiva does not have.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. Yes, brother Sai.
Sorry, man, I'm just yeah. So in so we have the jivatma that is eternally pure, and then if the same thing, whether what Auntie was saying or you were saying, the avidya crops in because of the identification. So I'm just trying to go back to the three states of Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti. So when we say Jagrata, which is the waking state, Swapna, which is the dream state, and Sushupti is the deep sleep state. I think the names itself clearly say that when the small I is fully awake, it is Jagrata. When the small I is getting to the dream sleep state, it becomes Swapna. And of course, when the small I is in a state of deep sleep, in the sense the I is erased, or that is, the small I is erased, or avidya drops, then the ever effulgent Jivatma is cognized. Again, it is cognized by whom becomes a question, because the one who cognizes no longer can exist to be cognized. So in that framework of looking at um, how, like, if we are to traverse from the effacing of the small I, because it is the small I that is always under the impression of being in Maya or out of Maya. And the capital I, if we, whether we call it the Jivatma or the Paramatma, is absolutely in itself effulgent pristineness of being ever pure and unsullied. So I'm just trying to and I, while in the state, while we come, like what you were mentioning, in the state of being a single-celled organism in its journey, I think at the, even till the point of being a plant or a tree, there is no mind, and it's only at the level of an animal that some part of a mind function comes into being. And with the coming of the mind, that is where the Dvaita Bhava emerges. There is one, there's a distinction or that separation. So the whole of the effort is now to erase that distinction or separation and go back to feeling unified, which is again what we are doing through the good actions and all of that, which will essentially efface the bad actions and cognize one as being that that pure unsullied jivatma. I'll stop there, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Sai Siddesh. So, we have had a detailed discussion on this subject of whether we are pure or where the avidya comes from. I think I'll just give one analogy. I think Swami has spoken about it. Swami says if you take gold which may be mixed up with sand and dirt and things like that, even though it is there, the gold is actually pure. It is just that it is covered by certain dirt or something like that, and that can easily be cleansed by burning, putting it into fire. And then what happens is the dross completely vanishes, and we can see what our real nature is, which is gold. So the same way, I think the process of avidya, even though we are in avidya, the purity which is inherent in us, swata siddham, Swami, it is inherent natural state, is actually pure. But temporarily, because of some avidya with which we are caught, it doesn't seem pure enough. So the whole purpose is, I think, so hopefully things become clearer as we read on. This chapter, next chapter, Swami is going to great details. So I will stop here. If everyone is okay, we can. Yes, Kalyani?
So the next line where it says Sarva Pranulu and Sarva Jivulu, both of those just mean all the living beings, or?
So every creature, all the creatures and all the jivas.
Oh, okay.
So all the creatures and all the jivas, that's the way Swami has put. Well, I think to some extent, as Sai Satish mentioned, the creation has all kinds of things. There are even mind doesn't exist in some cases, not in a developed sense. Okay, so in that sense, they are all pranis, the creatures. Whereas when jiva sort of recognizes that I'm someone, and I think that stage only you become a jiva. So that's also an evolution of a prani into jiva, because prani is all prana. Okay, that means prana means it's prana akasha. I think it's that combination. So the thing is, that's what most animals and creatures experience. They don't even see themselves as I. That jiva concept is not there. That becomes only through evolution. Human beings have it more than any other animals. Okay, I think that's what Swami is covered.
And then the second last sentence, is it saying it reaches the place known as the Devayana path?
No, Swami, chotu, Devayana chotiki, Swami says,
So means chotu means place. Oka chotiki velledi. Going to a place. It's called Devayanam Chotu.
Devayanam Anu Choti.
Anu Chotu.
A place which is called Devayana.
Devayana.
Okay, so Devayanam itself is the destination of Devas.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Devayanam is a destination of Devas. A place called Devayana, the Jivi reaches.
The path of divine. Devayana is path of divine.
But it is the path and the goal also?
Goal is same.
Same. Yeah, Swami has used them as the goal as well as the path.
Yeah.
And then the last sentence is just saying the faculty of speech enters into the mind.
Yeah. I think Kalyani.
Well,
we will discuss with the next paragraph.
Next thing.
We cannot think without words. Words are the essential material for thought. When the individual drops the body, the words enter the mind. The mind enters the prana, or life force, and the prana merges in the atma. The atma, individualized in the body, when it liberates itself, rushes to the Surya Loka, the region of the solar principle, the Surya. From thence, it reaches the region of Brahma, the Brahmaloka. Having reached that region, the individualized Atma or Jivatma has no more concern with Prakriti. It will exist there till the end of time. It will experience boundless delight. It will have all powers except the powers of creation.
Okay, thank you. Sairam Aunty will read the Telugu.
Sairam. Here I think the further explanation of Devayana.
Yes.
దాని వాగీంద్రియము మనస్సులో ప్రవేశించును.
The word will enter the mind.
మాటలు లేనిది మనము ఆలోచింపజాలదు.
Without words, we cannot think.
మైండ్ కెనాట్ థింక్. ఆలోచనలు కల చోట్లల్లా మాటలు ఉండి తీరను.
Andri, one second. Manamu alochimpa-jalamu means I thought we.
మనము. Oh,
We,
not
no?
mind.
Yeah.
We.
Yeah, we.
Sorry.
So no problem.
Yeah.
So, without words, we cannot think.
Yeah. I took it as mind.
Manasu, I understand.
ఆలోచనలు కల చోట్లల్లా మాటలు ఉండి తీరను.
Where there are lots of thoughts, in such a place, the words have to exist.
వాక్కు మనసులో ప్రవేశించినట్లే మనస్సు ప్రాణము జీవాత్మలో లీనమగును.
Just the way speech enters the mind enters the prana, and the prana enters the jivatma and merges in it.
అంత జీవాత్మ సత్వరగతిలో సత్వరగతిలో.
No, I think satvara gatito means that quickly, I think.
ಇಲ್ಲ ತ್ವರಗತಿ is the
quick,
ಸತ್ವರಗತಿ. Yeah. ಸ್ವತರಗತಿతో,
yeah,
with a speed.
So very, very speedily. Yeah. Yes.
శరీరము విడనాడి.
So the jivatma without very quickly wants to leave the body.
సూర్యలోకమునకు నిష్క్రమించును.
It will rush to Suryaloka.
కడకు బ్రహ్మలోకమునకు చేరును.
At the end, it will reach Brahmaloka.
అచ్చట చేరిన జీవాత్మకు ఇక ప్రకృతితో పని లేదు.
When it reaches that place, it will not have anything to do with Prakriti or creation or nature.
అచ్చట అనంతకాలము అది జీవించును.
There, it will live eternally.
ఆద్యంత సుఖము అనుభవించును.
It will experience unlimited sukha.
Yeah, I think that's where she has. It will experience boundless delight. It will have all powers except the powers. One more sentence.
Yes.
అది సృజనా శక్తి ఒక్కటి తప్ప సర్వశక్తులు కూడి ఉండును.
It will have all powers with the exception of ability to create. Sairam. So, Swami is sort of separating, how the Jivatma will travel towards moksha. It will go to Suryaloka. From there, it will go to Brahmaloka. And then it will remain for a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother. In this case, see, not all the time Atma will go to Suryaloka. That we studied before, right? And the other thing is, it stays there until end of time. It's, as you say, it's not end of time, right?
Ananta Kalamu means
it's a eternal.
That's why I translated eternal. Yes.
And the third one is, why the Swami is talking about they will not have except the power of creation. What is that really Swami is trying to tell us with that? These are the three things I just thought of, asking on this paragraph.
Okay, sister has 3 questions. Sister, repeat the 3 questions.
The first one is that always Atma goes to the Suryaloka?
Okay.
We have studied before, there are other lokas too. So here it seemed like everyone going to the Suryaloka. Then, and now I got the answer from you, not end of time. They will be forever. So the second one is answered. The third question is, why Swami is talking about accept the power of creation? Because it's we are part of the Brahmaloka, we are merging with the Paramatma. So that is why I didn't understand why Swami is talking about that.
Sister, second question I also didn't understand.
At
The
the
first-
end of time, you have already told
Okay, got it.
the
got it.
eternal. Yes, thank you, Saira.
So there are three questions, sir. One is, do we always go to Surya Loka, or there are times when we don't? And when do we don't go, and when do we go to Surya Loka? Is the first question, the way I understood. The second one is, how long, if it is eternal, how long we stay there? Is there a time? And the third question she asked is, why we are not given power to create when we go there? I think those are the three questions.
No. Why not power is not given is okay, but why Swami is talking about that only I'm trying to understand. Because we are there eternal and we have got all the boundless delights and everything. We are happy there. Oh, then as Swami is maybe is talking for a reason. That's why I'm trying to understand. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, sister. So, sister, this is the Swami is explaining to us what is the philosophy of dualism. Dvaita philosophy is being explained by Swami. So Swami is just stating it as is, the way it is understood. Okay, I will just state that here, and then I will open it up for the comments. Yes, Brother Saitish.
So again, I think based on what we have been discussing in the other study circle as well. So here I think Swami is saying when the word merges in the mind merges in the prana, and prana merges in Atma. So when literally the mind is absent, that is the time when it goes to the Surya Loka, and that is where Swami is mentioning in this context of the Jivi or Jivatma at that uh, uh, condition or situation. There is no mind, so it goes to Surya Loka. Whereas we know that if the mind exists and so on, then we have the Deva Loka, where the shuttle back and forth of being in that heaven or coming back, because there's a sense of still identification that exists. The mind hasn't merged completely into the prana or prana into the atma. So that since the mind exists, then we have other transitory points, which will be the Devaloka. So in that case, the first question in this is where there is no more identity. That is where the journey happens to the Surya Loka. For the second question and also the third question, I think at that point, since there is no sense of identity, time and space and all of that ceases to exist. I think time and space comes only when there is a sense of identity, where the small I still continues to exist. And so when that small I is completely effaced and established in the capital I, then it is I think once it goes on to the Brahmaloka and so on, then it becomes one with the absolute. And for the third one, I think it comes back the powers of creation. I'm just trying to again put it back where this again, my understanding of what I'm saying is, if we have the mind, then again the whole thing of the word and everything comes back, which again pulls it into a realm of existence and creation. But here it is only at the level of awareness, which is like what Swami said, Satchitananda. It is at that absolute state, and when it is in that state of Satchitananda, that is awareness, being awareness and bliss. When it's at that realm, then again the name and form does not exist. This is based on what we are discussing even in today's study cycle. In that case, again, anything that is associated with the name and form is not there. So the sense of creation is not there, because the Jivatma is at the level of the mind does not exist. Saira.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Anyone else would like to attempt? Yes, Brother Swabs.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. in regard to 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3 he said. And the first one also, he said, that is also telling that is not everybody, this only Jivan Muktas. But in the next paragraph, it will say others. Now here it is, when the individual drops body, means he understood this Jivan Muktas. When Jivan Muktas drop the body, this will happen. So it's not for everybody. I say Sister Aruna's question has the answer in the question itself. So that is also correct. That's what I could say. So here the individual means Jivan Muktas. Time means eternally. It has to be eternally. And the creation actually. So in the dualistic approach, we have to conclude that power of creation is not on the Jiva's hand. But when we go to the other section, we say everything is dreaming, and we will see another answer there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Anyone else? So just to summarize, in the previous paragraph, Swami is talking about how do we attain parishuddha, purity. So this is actually a continuation of that sentence where Swami says, how we do satkarma phala, we regain our knowledge of ourselves, and then that will lead to purity. And then from there, Swami is saying, when one has reached the purity, when someone drops the body, this is the process which happens. So if someone has reached that point of parishuddha, or complete purity, then I think they go through this path. And just to add to what Brother said, in the Dvaita philosophy, the Jivatma always exists perennially. So, but that's why even in that, so as long as the Jivatma is only a spark of the Paramatma. So the Paramatma is the one who has the full power of creation and so on. The spark, it has the attributes of Paramatma, with Jivatma, but it does not have that all-encompassing power of creation, sustenance endowed on it, because it still separates, it identifies it as separate, only as a part of the Lord or something like that. That is the difference in dualistic philosophy. That's where, see, once you merge, then again, Paramatman is the only creator. You don't exist separately. So as long as we think we are separate, we are a small part, we will not have that. That's the dualistic philosophy. I hope that answers your question, sister.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's clear now. Thanks a lot.
Sairam, uncle.
Yes.
Just regarding how, we're saying here that the Swami is describing this dualistic philosophy, and he will go on to describe, I guess, Advaita later. But in Gita Vahini, Swami also went into this in like very great detail, the Surya Loka and Chandra Loka. So I guess like, is this also valid, or are we saying that this is not like a valid thing here?
See, Kalyani, Bhagavad Gita has been commented on from Advaitic perspective, from Vishishtadvaitic perspective, and from Advaitic perspective also. So all is valid. Okay, whichever appeals to one person. Okay, I will just leave it at that. So Swami is also following the same thing. See, you should understand, in the Bharatiya Paramartha, all three are equally valid and equally correct also. You may wonder, how can it be only one can be correct? No. In the Sanatana Dharma, all three are correct. Okay? Because as long as I live as human beings, individuals, we are only in Dvaita. So it is equally valid. But Swami will say, even though at the body level also you exist, mind level also you exist, Atmic level also you exist. So the thing is, at the body level, it's all Dvaita. At the mind level, it's always Vishishtadvaita. At the Atmic level, it's always Advaita. So the thing is, all three are valid. That is the, irony of our own existence. We live at all three levels. Depends how we, at what point, how we perceive ourselves. That's all it is. That's all.
Yeah.
All
Sorry.
yes.
Oh, okay. Sairam.
Go ahead, Auntie.
even after that jiva, which merges in the prana merges in the atma, and it liberates itself and it goes to Surya Loka. Then it travels to Brahma Loka. Then it is one with the Brahman. According to dualistic philosophy, even after it merges with the Brahman, does it maintain its individual status?
Yes.
That's what dualistic
Yes.
philosophy is.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Then it has no power to create. Only Ishvara can create. So it enjoys all the delights, but it has no power to create. That's what Swami is trying to tell us about dualism. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you. Yes, Sai Satish, you have your hand up.
Yes, and I just wanted to understand from like when just what Mani Auntie mentioned, when the mind is not existent and the Jivatma has like traversed all its way to Brahmaloka and all of that, how, I'm just trying to understand, how is the part of both the spark and the fire, because at what level is now the differentiation when there is no mind? At what are you using to differentiate the spark with the fire?
See, Sai Satish, that's why Swami has said, earlier on they said there's always that question is there. If the jiva is pure, how come there's all bad things? Okay. So Dvaita philosophy has this unanswered question. Okay. So how does the spark remain a spark within the fire is the question you're asking. Okay. But
Yes, sir.
so the thing is, the real Advaitin actually sees the spark as part of the fire. It is just how you perceive it. The spark still exists, but Advaitin says it is one whole thing. Okay. Do you see it as separate or not is all your perception. It is separate and it's not separate. That's why in Sutravayan Swami will say that it is fixed and it's moving. It's small and it is big. So if you can ask, if it's small, how can it be big? If it's big, how can it be small? So this contradiction which we see in the world is all subsumed in the whole. So the Advaitin sees the same thing and sees the spark is nothing but the fire. I don't see it as separate. A Vishishtadvaitin will say, I see the spark, but inside the fire. But the Dvaitin will say, I see the spark, it is just attached to the fire, but it is standing. So, it is all in the eye of the beholder. The Srishti is in the Drishti. I hope that answers your question.
Our perception of the whole creation gives us all the three types of opinion about the creation.
Yes, sir. Auntie. My only thing is I understand Drishti, Srishti, and all of that, but only thing is where I'm challenged is when the mind is not existing, what is used as a boundary? The water drop is there in the ocean, but it is not a water drop again because it has lost its absolute identity. There is no mind to cognize the difference between the water drop and the ocean. So that is where I'm like, because if the mind exists, then you're fine, and you can say spark and all of that. The mind is not there to cognize. So
who is the cognizer? Mind is only an instrument which is used by the cognizer. But the cognizer can see without the instrument also. The classic example which given, the analogy given in the Vedanta, close your eyes. If you close your eyes, what do you see? You will say, I am seeing dark. Is the eye seeing the dark, or is the mind seeing the dark, or are you seeing the dark? So when you close the eyes also, you see something. So when you close the mind also, you can perceive. But mind is only an instrument. You can perceive without the mind.
okay, now
But we are used to perceiving with the mind, so we can't think, or we are confused into thinking the mind is the one which is perceiving. And I think that's the issue.
Yeah, that is where I'm trying to say, even if the mind is not the one that is perceiving, let us say it is the ahankara, which is the subtlest, closest to the aham. I think that is where this thing, because when they said the word merges in the mind, mind merges in prana, prana merges in atma, that means the merger is not complete. Because if the merger is not complete, the distinction exists as a spark with outside the flame. If the merger is complete, then it is Advaita, because the merger is still, there is a bit of the emergence in the merger. That is why it is still distinct, kind of.
Now, the merger of the individual Atman with the Paramatman is not recognized in Dvaita. Okay. Whereas it is recognized in Advaita. So the thing is, the merger of the mind into the Atman is not necessarily full merger. Still, the individual Atma, Jivatma, can feel some distinction as a separate existence with the Paramatma. So that's the case of all Jivan Muktas. The Jivan Mukta, so in Advaita philosophy, they say when Jivan Mukta reaches that point of complete identification, the body will drop. Until that complete identification is not reached, the body will still remain. Or complete merger is recognized. As soon as complete merger is recognized, the body, they have some number, 21 days or something like that. The body is apparently will drop. That is perfect identification with the Paramatman. I think we have discussed this also. The spiritual journey starts when you know that you are the Atman. Okay. From that till the merger is the spiritual sadhana according to the Advaitic philosophy. The Jnani is also a Bhakta. The Jnani is not yet fully merged into Brahman. That's the fourth category of Bhakta. Those are some of I think we can discuss them later on. I guess Swami will touch some of those. Yes, Sister Anita, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother. I was wondering, okay, we are living beings, and sometimes you hear people saying, oh, I'm almost near that step, the end step, and I don't want anything, and I feel very close to God, and I think I've completed my journey. Like they're saying they're like close to achieving moksha. Like, do we feel that we have graduated, like how we graduate in class to that level and stuff? I'm confused. I don't think we can, or is it just our perception?
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, brother.
I will open it up to anyone to comment on this. Will we know that we have reached moksha is the question.
Sai Ram.
Yes, Brother James, please go ahead.
I don't think that knowing is the thing there, because once you have reached that level, it is a emergence level that because you are already the reality. So that separation is not there once you have made, because you have sort of in a way conquered the mind. The mind does not exist to separate you. So once you become the whole, you are the whole, because you were always the whole. Once you have done that realization, you have removed all the avidya, and you are shining with the ultimate light. So you become one. Once you become one, that separation is not there. This is what I think. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really confusing because, like, suppose you're in kindergarten and then all of a sudden, like, you're going through the gradual process of learning and emergence, and then if you think, yeah, I think I've graduated, I'm very close. I mean, I can't perceive that because obviously we are trying to our own education and our own understanding we are graduating. Well, we'll never figure it out if we are near moksha, but to say to the world, oh, I have my detachments and my mind is, merging with God and I've reached very close. Can we tell? Like, it's confusing to me. Yeah. I don't think we can tell.
Imagine if the mind was not there. Just
Mhm.
imagine just
Mhm.
in this life that we don't have a mind.
Mhm.
What would this life be like?
I think we wouldn't be thinking. I don't know. I mean, it will be just childlike state.
There
No.
wouldn't be any separation, right?
Yeah, of course. Like
There
the
will
way
be
we were born.
there will be only one reality, and you will be it. So the mind is the one that is separating, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. Like it is the mind we are trying to detach. It's like how it says Mahamrityunjay mantra. And they say like you just get detached and you fall off naturally and you die and then you merge, whichever state you're going to, whether it's Surya Lok or whatever. But our journey, we cannot really measure it. How much, like, if it's 100, I've reached 70, I've reached 80. I really doubt that, right? I think I kind of get it. Yeah. Thank you. Just maybe thinking loud. I'm probably thinking loud because this mind thing it's not easy to perceive being with or without minds. So that's why my mind is playing games with me. So thank you for listening.
Sairam.
Sairam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other thoughts, please? Anyone would like to discuss? Okay, so maybe we'll just, if there's no questions, maybe we'll just read the next paragraph. I don't think we'll have much time to discuss it in detail, but can start. Kalyani, anything?
You know what Swami's saying? Without words, we cannot think. But like say animals, and we talked about animals having a mind, and even a baby that can't talk, or they can also think, right?
Okay, good question. So how do children think and how do animals think?
So, Saram brother.
Yes.
So that's what we have the knowledge to think only the human being, not the animal or small kids. They cannot think about the Lord. They cannot think about how we can get the liberation. So only who can study the Vidya, Atmik Vidya, they are the only people can think about the next life or for the liberation. Thank you, Brother Saira.
Sairam. Anyone else would like to comment? So, Kalyani, you asked about animals having mind and so on. The understanding is animals try to communicate. We may not know their language. Even birds or any animal, they make sounds in their language. It makes sense because there are other animals of the same species which respond. Whether it's a crow or whether it's a parrot or a lion, they express certain things, but they may be not as advanced in their thinking the way a human being is. So even a child, a child also cries, which is its own language. It may not be the vocabulary which you know, but it knows it has to produce sound of a certain kind. And they will have different types of crying or expressing different things. So the thing is, that's why Swami has used the word vag, Its word is not necessarily the best way to translate vag. Okay, it is some form of an expression of a thought. So even children in their own level, it may be not very sophisticated, it may be not very refined, but they also feel and express, is my understanding. Even if somebody cries, that's also vak. And we may not give it, it's not word, but so when you say words, it's a bit confusing. And that's my view. Anyway, anyone else? Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I think the word here refers to more like the vritti in the mind. It's anything that is the result of a sensory input. So we can have thoughts only based on the preliminary thing that has to happen is an input from one of the senses, and that creates a vritti or what is the
agitation or something like that?
An agitation or a wave in the lake of the mind. And that is how we think subsequently. So we first see an object, and then we see a function of the object. Now that creates a certain wave in our mind or a thought in our mind. And then we connect that to previous thoughts or subsequent thoughts. And that's how the words enter the mind. And then I think if the way I understand that line is, the words get absorbed merged into the mind, meaning the words disappear into the mind and the mind disappears into the prana. And that's how I understood that line. But yeah, so for material thought, words are essential, and that's what it means. It's a sensory input that creates the vritti in the mind that eventually creates a stream of thoughts.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sanjay. Thank you.
Sai Ram,
Yes,
is it para, prakriti, madhyama, vaikari?
Yes, Auntie, yes.
I think that's the same thing what Brother Sanjay is saying.
Yes, yes.
Sai Ram.
Yes. There are 4 types of words searching, which is what Auntie is talking about.
Yeah.
Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama,
Vaikari.
They are the different formation of a word which we hear in our ears, which is what Sanjay is talking about. Para is, at that, it throbs from the bottom of our, nabhi or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It from there only, then it takes form and then comes out. Yeah. Thank you.
Mind takes the form and then it becomes madhyama.
Yes.
And it is expressed loudly, it's vaikari.
Yes, thank you.
So isn't that a little bit the opposite? So first you have the thought and then it comes out as a word. But it seems like without the words, you can't even think. It seems.
So I don't think sorry, if I could go
ahead, Sanjay, go ahead.
I think the confusion is from the usage of the English word here. I don't think word here refers to the language word, as in a string of letters that make a word and words that make a language. It's not in that sense I understand it as. I understand word as being the very basic result of an input into the mind. So it could be even a child that hasn't learned what an apple is. When it sees an apple, there's a thought in its mind. Whatever is the thought, it could have seen another red ball and think this is a red ball, right? That thought, the child does not know it's an apple, does not know that it's red in color, but equates the red apple to the red ball that it would have seen the previous day. So in that sense, it's the small perturbation or the wave that is created in the lake of the mind, which is what word here stands for, is my understanding.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you.
Sai Ram?
Yes, Sanjay, please go.
In Telugu, Swami says vak indriyam.
Vak indriyam, yes.
Words, here it's translated as words, but it's like vak indriyam. Yeah. That is, I think, speech is maybe the correct translation.
Yes, yes, speech maybe, yes, Auntie.
Sai Ram.
Speech maybe.
Auntie, vak endriyam means what? Vak,
Vak
indriyam. Like a input, like Brother Sanjay said, something. Endriyam, right?
Indriyam is a sense organ.
Sense, okay. So sensing.
Sense organ.
Okay, great, thanks.
So which is what Sanjay said, sense. You
Yeah,
sense
sense.
something, you sense something, which is what. Okay. So it's 4:32. So I think we will close the session for today and we'll continue next week. Very nice discussion. Swami wants us to understand the whole process, so hopefully we can work towards final goal. Saira. We'll close with Shanti Mantra. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.